Bottle terrariums can be quite difficult to scape, whether it be due to the narrow neck, the small mouth, the curved sides, or just the shape and dimensions in general. So let's grab a bottle that disobeys those stereotypes. This bottle has a short neck, wide mouth, and flat sides, which is pretty nice. It's also slightly tinted, however not enough to impact the light quality significantly. After we sterilize our materials, the first step is to add the drainage layer to the terrarium. Make sure to make a mess when doing this so that you have something to clean up afterwards. Next, we add our substrate barrier. Although things like window screen mesh are best, I like to use a piece of plastic with a bunch of holes stabbed into it because I am cheap and cannot afford going to therapy. Now that our substrate barrier is in place, we add the substrate. Remember, all pre-made ABG substrates are a scam. They are very cheap and easy to make, and by making them yourself, you can customize them based on your particular needs at the moment. As we lay our substrate, we have it angled slightly upwards for the illusion of depth towards the back. Additionally, this is going to be a bit corner heavy for a lolling, rolling hills vibe, so we are angling it up in the corner as well. Now that our substrate is mostly how we want it, it's time to start adding the initial rocks and moss. Remember, when doing a bottle terrarium, you want to work from the back to the opening, otherwise you will have extreme difficulty. Believe me, I know, I've already learned that lesson for you. As we work towards the front, you're going to want to visually break up your bottle into assorted sectors based around ease so that you don't get hung up on your hardscape. The stones we're using today are all fairly similar in appearance and composition, so it's aesthetically pleasing, and the moss being all sheet moss makes it easy to tear, to shape around the rocks, and when it's all done, hopefully it kind of looks like a rolling grassy hill with some boulders. When all was said and done, I thought it looked pretty nice for about 30 minutes with one type of rock and a monoculture of moss. However, I knew it was missing something. And that something, of course, was some vines of oak leaf creeping fig. I was a little worried that it would mess up the scale. However, as I am recording this a while after I actually made this terrarium, and I have seen what people said on the internet about the pictures, apparently I was correct to add it. As somebody who's making a YouTube video, you can truly tell that the perception of others is more important than my own actual opinions on the design, so here we go. Once the vines were in a location that I liked and the design pretty much matched my intention, I decided to add the springtails, which are needed for mold cleanup, and sealed the terrarium. As for the knocked over rock, I fixed that a couple days later when I noticed. So in about 45 minutes, we have a aesthetically pleasing, minimalistic design that anyone can make at home for next to nothing. So grab a drink, grab some moss, and get on scaping. When you're done, do not forget the most important step, which is to draw a Fibonacci sequence over your design so that it looks more intentioned and well planned out than you anticipated. This makes you appear smarter, and it makes you really cool among aquascapers.